Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So I'm going to be doing a reading for y'all, all of y'all, whoever is here, because I'm shadow banned again. I'm not joking. I'm shadow banned again. When am I not shadow banned though? You know what I'm saying? Like, when am I not shadow banned? Never. Anywho, anywho. So let me get some stuff on the screen. You got to subscribe to me to chat with me while I'm live. It's completely free. Just do it. You love me. I love you. We're one big family, whatever the hell the Barney song is. So I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is you're moving on past their drama. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine what the drama is. If you're like me and you kind of just, stay in your own lane, mind your own business, there is this preponderance of people who try and make their drama your drama. And I'm feeling like we just need to call it how it is. Basura. That's basura. Don't play with basura. Okay. So let's go ahead. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what deck to use. Is what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure out what deck to use. Okay. All right. This is good. This is good. How are you guys doing? All right. Here goes. So I'm noticing, I know that some of you have been kind of reaching out for an update, how I am doing, and yada da 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 da, which is it's not a bad thing, you know. It's not a bad thing. I really thoroughly appreciate people's concern for me. I love that. I love that. So I'm doing okay. That's the update. I'm doing okay. And I'm realizing I was reaching a point of exhaustion, having issues with a whole bunch of stuff. And I've just been really trying to rest and work on mental health stuff, good stuff. And I'd say things are improving. Oh, I almost forgot. See, I'm moving past drama as well. But moving past drama does not mean that we kind of just turn a blind eye to malignant behavior. With that said, we are inching ever so closer to reaching the goal. And the goal is basically to get enough funds in order to retain a lawyer in Switzerland. For those of you that don't know, the cluster fluff that erupted several days ago, consider yourself lucky. Consider yourself lucky. But here's the thing. It's time for me to finally take the appropriate legal action in regards to this criminal stalking behavior. Involves death threats towards me and my family, stalking, cyber stalking, attempts to geolocate me. And so we're very, very close. We're inching closer, a couple $100 away. I want to say, God, I didn't check, but I want to say it was either like 400 or 500 away. So I appreciate everyone that's kind of come out to help so far. And for those of you who are wondering how you can help, if you're not able to donate, don't worry about that. You know, eventually I'll get to the goal. But if you can do me a huge favor and just share it out, the information of how I'm raising funds is on all of my websites, emmyevolving.com, K33academy.com, soulworksynergistics.com, as well as thesoulsanctuary.com. So that's as much energy as I'm going to give bastard ass people. I said what I said. I said what I said. I said that's all the energy I'm giving bastard ass people. And I think that's like a healthy thing. You know what I mean? Where you can see how you need to address something, but not lose yourself in that. It's important to never lose yourself when it comes to toxic, malignant people. It's super important to never allow someone to take that from you. And even if your internal piece is rocked, rock it back to center. Okay? Don't stay there in that space of being discombobulated. Discombobulated. Okay? So, yes, balance is definitely everything. Balance is definitely everything. And of course, magical practices. Oh, I didn't put it on the screen. Here it is. If you would like to and also have the ability to make a donation to my legal funds, you can go ahead and do that via this link. I also have a um, 3 events that I'm going to be doing where if you decide to participate in that, I believe I had set it for $33. That actually serves as kind of like your donation. That's another way I'm raising funds. And it's on October 8th, October 15th, and October 22nd. It's going to be basically a private fire ceremony between me and whoever decides to join those events. It's not going to be broadcast on Facebook or YouTube. And with that, oh, thank you, Lindsay. Here you go. With that event, everyone who joins me, all the corrective measures that I go to, all the corrective, energetic, magical measures that I do during those ceremonies, it will also extend to you and whatever your circumstance is. So I'm all about efficiency and all about making sure all of us are good. Okay. So thank you for that, Lindsay. All right, let's get started. Ooh, invocation in reverse. So this is you needing to make sure you don't call things into you. You don't call things into your life. Sometimes the way we do this is by being concerned in an unbalanced manner, right? Pisceans have a habit, not just Pisceans, but it's primarily Pisceans. Pisceans and empaths, all of you. I'm serious. Empaths have this habit of getting involved in other people's dramas in such a way where you take it in as your own and you want to solve the problem, you want to save them from the problem, all of these different things that then make it very easy to kind of enter into your life and, you know, um, either inadvertently or intentionally treat you as a dumping ground, right? How many of us have friends? Emphasis on the air quote. How many of us have friends that only come to you when they need to vent, aka dump their drama at your door? I mean, that's kind of not okay, right? If it's a mutually beneficial friendship, fine. If you also seek refuge with them when you're having hardships and whatnot, and they're able to kind of give you inspiration and encouragement to the same degree that you give them when they need, that's a beautiful partnership. However, empath, I am talking to you and pointing all my fingers at you. When they're not available consistently, not available when you need someone to talk to, or they consistently don't have anything constructive to kind of share with you when you share whatever hardship you're going through, I don't know that that's an actual mutually beneficial friendship. That sounds like a situationship. Okay. Many of us have situationships. I no longer have situationships because I just don't. I refuse to participate in that anymore. And it's not that if I give you 5 minutes of my time, you have to give me 5 minutes of yours. It's not that at all. There's no keeping tabs. But when I begin to notice that someone um, is just so consistently not available or not concerned when I'm going through things, then like no, I kind of need to back away from that, right? I have to preserve the energy that I drain from myself to give to them. I have to preserve that for me to deal with my problems. And there's nothing selfish about that. Um there's nothing like lower vibe about that. A lot of let me just give you a little tidbit. A lot of the things that you learn from people who are spiritual, it's bullshit. I'm going to be blunt because I'm a blunt person. As I said before, roll me up and smoke me. Okay. I'm that level of blunt. It's bullshit. It continues to perpetuate these systems that really, really prey, and not the good kind of prey, like, prey. No, prey as in predatory behaviors. It really supports predatory behaviors that seek to drain you of your time, your energy, your resources. Years ago, when I literally still didn't know any better because I refused to learn my life lessons, there was a person that basically was a complete stranger to me, but I was very drawn to their energy. And I really sympathized with this person because they also lived in a trailer, but their trailer was just stuck in one spot. And they had no bathroom nor anyone, the whole storyline. And being who I am, they never asked me for help. I offered it. And I kept offering it. And it got to a point where I was basically um, gifting them funds on a regular basis because I convinced myself that they wouldn't eat if I didn't give them money. And this is someone I've never met in real life, right? I want to say about a year after, really just seeing all of this and then other things happening in my life personally. And they had no qualms about what I was going through. And it was not a secret thing that I was going through because the people who were doing things to me were doing it publicly and I just wasn't saying anything. Everyone knew what was happening. And then I also witnessed that they were receiving funds from these people who were doing these things to me. And so I was just like, okay, well, now you have someone else who can help you. So I can kind of just back away. And instead of just backing away silently, I sent them just a really short message of, you were right. Your assessment in the beginning of these people, you were right. Basically be safe, take care of yourself. I have to step away. And I thought that was a respectful thing to do. So I don't just disappear and they wonder, because I felt like there was nothing personal between me and that person that was causing me to walk away. It was just kind of like containing myself in my drama. And since now someone else is taking care of them, it's all good. You know what this person did? And that was my message. They went on a rampage about how I'm such a fucking bitch. Oh, is it because I'm not gonna give you, like, what, $100 a week at this point? Is that what it is? I mean, someone else is giving you money at this point. What do you need money from me for? Someone else is feeding you, right? They were pissed because I blocked them to prevent them from being involved in the bullshit that was surrounding me. I was just like, "You know what? Save yourself, boo. Save yourself. This shit's not gonna stop anytime soon. They giving you money, they taking care of your needs. Save yourself." Like, I'll block it so that way you don't have to feel like, "Oh my God, Emmy's gonna think I abandoned her." No, but I was a bitch. Never once had any issue with them. But the moment their access to my money that I earned was cut off, I was a bitch. But see, I can't even be mad at them because I put myself in that situation. I can absolutely recognize their behavior for what it was, predatory type behavior, manipulative type behavior, but the fact still remains. I put myself in that situation by trying to own their problems, right? By trying to own their problems. Now, I don't have any ill will towards them. It was a very clarifying experience. It was a very, very, very clarifying experience. And then came an entire bandwagon of people, like, I don't know how many comments. I want to say either close to 100 or over 100 comments on that one post, just absolutely hateful towards me, of people saying that I should die. Because what did I do to you? I'm sorry. I do believe I've also given you help when you needed it, and you, and you, and you, and you. And there was only one person who went in the comments and was like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? This is the person that just helps everyone and never asks anything in return. And y'all are doing this to her because what? And she was the one that actually showed me the post in everyone's comments. And she was livid. And I was just like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Let them, they're going to be mad. Don't worry about it. It's fine. But see, here's the thing. What I'm learning is that when you take that stance too much, or at inappropriate times, at times where you need to respond, where you need to nip that shit in the butt, in the bud, no, in the butt. um, they get emboldened and then they think it's okay and that you're running scared, and your lack of response is evidence of what they're saying is true. And you have to begin discerning when should you defend yourself and when is it pointless, right? Because really, the way I saw it, those were people who already had issue with me because they were told to have an issue with me. And now they had an excuse to be vocal in their issue with me, which is what did I do to you? Was I even rude to you? No. Have I even interacted with you? I've probably greeted you during a live stream, and that's about the extent. People don't need to have a valid reason to suck you into their drama and turn you into the drama. They just don't. They don't have to have a valid reason. And most people won't have a valid reason. So you have to begin really protecting your energy and yourself by discerning who to go this far for. It would be ridiculous of me to tell you to no longer help people, because the reality is this: when you are a lover, you will consistently just love people. When you are a giver, you will struggle not to give. You still have to honor who you are and how you are. And the best way to honor that is to only engage in those behaviors, those activities, those characteristics with people who are worthy of that type of commitment from you, that type of contribution from you, that type of love from you. Okay. Uh, a lot of people told me that I needed to stop helping and, all of this other stuff. And I'm not going to stop helping. That's who I am. That's how I am. It's not an act. It's not some type of public public persona. Like, people who know me behind the scenes, I'm just like this behind the scenes. I'm literally just like this. And if I'm not comfortable with you, I'm going to be mute. I'm not even joking. I'm going to be mute. But here's the thing: even if I'm mute, I'm observing and I'm seeing who needs help and who doesn't. And that's how I now am choosing to live. And the drama factor has greatly dropped. Okay. So if you're going through a lot of drama, be sure that you are not calling it to you um, because of your intentions, your desire to help other people, right? They say that the road to hell is paved with good intentions, right? Don't let people get too far into your circle of trust if they haven't earned their rightful place there. Fertility. This is about being conscious of what you're creating. So if you're not calling this in, you have to be aware of what it is you are calling to you, what type of situations you are creating. Again, going back to what I just said, if you are a giver, you are always going to want to give, right? That's just kind of who you are. So then it's not going to be a good idea or a successful plan to convince yourself to not give to anyone anymore. It's about observing and really determining if someone truly needs help. It's also about you needing to recognize why you want to help. So when I was in a toxic space within myself and all of that bullshit stuff was happening several years back, what was happening was my environment was showing me. It was an external mirroring of my internal circumstance. That is how I was treating myself. I had this internal belief that if I stop giving, then I'm a fucking bitch. Am I a bitch? I mean, I can be. Let's be real here. I can be. If you push me enough, I can be. I should be. Fuck that shit. Right? But does that mean I am just always like this bitch? No. No, it doesn't mean that at all. It means I need to be aware of where my thoughts are because your environment will always reflect where your thoughts are. So, people using me, that's me offering myself to be used. They're not absolved of their shitty behaviors and lack of integrity. Don't get that twisted. Hold them accountable. When people show you they're only there for the handouts, stop putting your hand out. That's plain and simple, right? I don't need to be like, oh, you're a horrible person and you're a user and you're this and you're no, I don't need to do that. What I do need to do is recognize quietly, internalize. Mm, that hand, it's never going to be satisfied. I need to stop with that. It needs to go somewhere else. I just have to stop with that, and being very, very honest with yourself about people's intentions with you. Being very, very, very honest with yourself. Because a lot of what ends up happening is we lie to ourselves about people's intentions with us because we feel badly for recognizing, acknowledging the truth of their presence in our lives, right? This is not to say that everyone in the world is bad and only wants things from you. I'm evidence of this. You guys have helped me through so much shit. Seriously, you are helping me to consistently learn there are still good people in this world. There is still more than just hope. There is this reality that's buried underneath the lie of what social media, what the news, and everything else is trying to teach us, that the world is unsafe and ugly and it's not worth anything. No, there are many of us who exist, who have integrity, who hold space for others, who want to help. And we are going to be the ones who are going to help societies change the way they function. We're going to have our rightful time in the sun. We will. We will. And that time is approaching. And so now what we're needing to do is get all our pieces together, line them up in a way that's appropriate for whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, and then just really allowing yourself to flow through your process. You got to let that flow happen. Okay, you got to really, really, really let that flow happen. If you don't, well, then you're probably gonna go through the same cycle again. That's all. I mean, you've been through these cycles how many times? You'll get through this cycle too. You got to start having this internal dialogue that really helps you to see the reality of what you've lived through, what you're currently living through, and the potentiality that's being laid out before you. Okay? Don't have this fear of failure. You've failed on so many things and you've been fine. It's no biggie. You know what to do when it doesn't pan out. It's no biggie. And so that's why I have this theory that most of us, we're not even really afraid of failure. I mean, we do that all the time. We do that all the time. Okay. We make miscalculations, we make missteps, and all of these different things that we're told we're doing. And the reality is, you still continue to trudge forward. You still continue. Any type of setback is not going to completely kill you. Like, just toss that thought out. I think for many of us, what we're actually truly afraid of is the success, because it's like, well, then what do I do after I've succeeded? Well, you continue to succeed. Once you learn how to do it and accept that you're capable of doing it, you can keep doing it. And the more you do it, the more it becomes commonplace for you. The more comfortable you become in this space of receiving the success that you have worked so hard to receive. You earn that, right? You earn that. And what you have struggled to earn, it can never simply be taken away from you. It can't. Because guess what? You now know, because of your struggles to get to that place, the ins and outs of how to maintain that space. Okay. Like, I had several businesses before I started this company. I took those businesses away from myself. Why? Because I was afraid of success. I quickly reached the space where it's like, whoa, this success uh is scary. It's scary, because then what do I do? Like, what if it expands even more, and then suddenly, like, I don't know what to do, and then, what if people see me not knowing what to do? And then, it was just a whole bunch of bullshit that I told myself. Right when I got to the cusp of this, like, global expansion, this, like, massive, massive success, I pulled back and I was like, shut down the shops, shut down the studio, shut it all down. It scares me. I don't want to do that. Right? Why? It wasn't because I was afraid of failure. It was because I was afraid of success. And then I learned, honey, you're going to have fear of something for the rest of your life, right? If it's not one thing, it's another thing. If it's not another thing, then it's another thing and 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 another thing. You're going to always have something that you're afraid of, right? Who cares? Who cares? Did you know, even after, like, how many years has it been? Okay, so like 2016. So like six, working on 7 years. Ooh, eh? Even after about 7 years of live streaming, um, I'm still, sometimes I get scared about live streaming. Like, well, what am I gonna say? Well, what if, I'm awkward and people, like, think bad things, and, like, you know? And I'm just like, girl, just turn on the camera and start talking. Who cares? And if you got to be quiet for a second, don't worry. You have an amazing community. They'll understand and they'll hold space and they'll cheer you on, and it's fine. You're fine. Everything's going to be fine. And I push through, and I push through, you know? Oh, I love this, Elijah. This is powerful. When you asked, what could I do? You were already seeking solutions. You may not have had the answer then, but you'll eventually find it, right? Ooh, ooh. It's in the questions, right? It's in the questions. It's in the questioning that you begin to seek out the answer. Because until you have the question, you don't know what answer you're answering, right? That's powerful. So this, I did confront someone. She said she doesn't remember. Looks like I am in the same circle. She changed the narrative. What could I do? You want to know what I would do? This thing of I don't remember? No, I remember. I remember because it upset me so much and I couldn't say anything at the time because I didn't want to rock the boat, but I've still been upset this whole time over it, and that's how I know I remember. You did this. It's okay if you don't remember, but I'm going to remind you right now. I'm letting you know right now. This is what you did and this is the after effects of what you did. You're welcome. I'm not joking. If I had, I don't know, I don't like confrontation at all. Oh my god, it makes me so nervous. I struggle with empowering myself in my day-to-day life. My my hair's looking hella crazy. I struggle in my day-to-day interactions with people. That's why I don't interact with too many people, you know? And it's not that I struggle with my sessions, my work. Like, I love my job. I love having time with you guys privately. That's fucking the best thing ever. But when it's something where it's like it's my personal circumstance and it's been having this negative effect on me, and I need to talk to someone about, oh my god, I almost just choked. I'm telling you, it's stressful. I don't know how to communicate my personal needs. So I'm not sitting here like I fucking know everything and like just listen to me. No, in order for me to get to that point where I'm like, no, I remember, trust me, I remember because you upset me when you did that. And I've been upset this whole time. That's because I'm pissed already. Right. But until I get to that point where I don't care if I lose you, it's like, I don't know what to say. Can you talk to them for me? I don't know what to say. I'm not even joking. I'm not pretending. That's like for real. That's for real. So don't think you're alone in whatever you struggle through. So many of us have this hardship. Don't worry. So we've already started autumn. From now until summer, we're going to have some stuff popping off, okay? we're going to we're going to have some stuff going on. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Just remind yourself, I'm simply in a process. Whenever I start to feel overwhelmed with whatever it is that I'm doing, I remind myself I'm just in a process. This is just a process that I'm in. It's not a permanent situation. It's not somewhere I'm going to live forever within myself. It's just a process. I just have to get through this process, and then I'll have a different process. But you're going to continuously be in a process your entire life, okay? All right. So there's going to be a period where you feel like a lack of prosperity. During this period where you feel like you're lacking the prosperity, what's happening is you're actually being initiated into something, okay? Um and someone's going to be like, "Oh, I don't know." Someone's going to be like, "Oh, why are you trying to tell us that struggle is necessary?" Okay, sit the fuck down first and foremost. Take a deep breath, okay? Take a deep breath. I know someone told you that the goal is to make life easy, but they fucking lied to you. They lied to you. The goal of life is to challenge you to the degree that you begin to learn firsthand from your experiences just how fucking powerful you are. You're not going to learn that through easy peasy bullshit. So fucking have a snack and drink some juice. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That was aggressive. I'm just saying life is not supposed to be easy. And it's not supposed to be a struggle either. It's supposed to challenge you in ways that cause you to break down and break open Breaking down is the first part of breaking open. And if you stop, if you halt at the breakdown, you will never break open. Your potentiality will continue to fester inside of you. Let that sink in. Take a moment for that. Like, let that really, really just percolate. Let it percolate. Let it percolate. Okay. Let it just percolate. That's the thing, is that so many of us are told so many different things. We don't know what to believe. What resonates with you? What has your life shown you? Your life is your survival guide. Your memories of the things that you've lived through is your survival guide. Yet we never want to look over the things that have happened in the past. We never want to rehash things, right? Because, like, it's done with already. Why are you still bringing it up? Because I'm processing, fucker. I'm processing. That's why I'm bringing it up. And it's not that you necessarily have to bring it up to other people, right? Sometimes the bringing it up is by yourself, with yourself, not with other people. Some other people have different ways of processing, and rehashing things might not be their way. So you can't force them to be involved with your process if it's not like their process or in alignment with their process. But that doesn't mean you stop your process, because how's that going to benefit you? And yes, everything that you enter into should benefit you to some degree. Oh, about money? Okay, you're the one with the limit. Someone was like, "Oh, so yeah, there. That's it. That's it. Look, she always wants a better." No, you're the one with that mindset. You're the one whose heart functions that way. That's your issue, buddy, not mine. That's your issue. I found the people who take any type of statement and turn it into something about money and greed, that's you showcasing the way you function inside yourself. See, for me, people could be trying to scam me, and I would just be like, oh, what happened? And it's not that I'm gullible, it's that I'm not a scammer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think like that. I don't think like that. I don't. I don't think like that. The people who are so fixated on, your financial status, how much you make each day, each week, each month, each year, how much you paid for this, how much you paid for that, that's their issue. I mean, unless it's your issue, I definitely would not allow their issue to become my issue. Fuck that. You want to make everything about money? That's your problem. You're miserable. I'm not. And it's not because I'm rich. It's because I'm not you. The knowledge of that alone, that I'm not you and I don't have your problems, that's fucking work on yourself. Join me often. You'll be forced to work on yourself. Trust me, you'll have these realizations. You won't admit to it. You're probably never going to reach a point where you're like, Emmy, thank you so much for the realization. It's okay. I'm psychic as fuck. I already know. The things I say is going to trigger you, but it's also going to change your life. Bang, bang, baby. Bang, bang, baby. Okay, ethos. This is about entering into a space where you are compatible with the ethos of that environment, that the logic, the mindset. Um, I think for many of us, we still continue to exist in environments that have an opposing ethos to what is naturally appropriate for us, right? We exist in environments where they tell us that we have to love ourselves, but only to the degree that they give us permission for, and never to the point where it creates an inconvenience for them Too much truth this morning, eh? I'm saying. I'm saying. How many of you live in those types of environments where people totally, absolutely respect and honor your self love journey as long as you love yourself only to the extent they give you permission for, and never, ever, ever are you allowed to love yourself to the degree that it becomes inconvenient for them? I mean, that sucks because that's not self love. That's not self love. That's not encouragement. That's not support. That's manipulation. That's a control freak. That's someone who has serious control issues and is very unhealthy for you. It's very unhealthy for you. Okay. I know this because I used to live that way. I used to live that way where I would be surrounded by people who would tell me that you have to take care of yourself. You don't take care of yourself. But then the moment I say no because I need to take care of myself, oh my God. Oh my God. The hailstorm of hatred and criticism. Oh, you never help out. Really? Because I could have sworn I've done everything thus far. The one time that I say I cannot. Let people show you exactly what you are to them. Let them show you. And when they show you, like really, truly, genuinely believe them, you know? Really believe them. Believe what they show you. Now, I've had people who have shown me that they are, um, that they're wary of me, that they're scared of me. I believe it. I believe that maybe you either have malignant, malicious intent towards me and you are afraid that I will find out, or you have been canoodling with people who have had or still have malignant, malicious intentions towards me, and you're afraid. They told you things and you're afraid. That's okay. Your fear is yours. It is not my job to save you from your fear. What the fuck? Okay, let me just stop. Time to try out something new, DIY and home improvement. So here's the thing, I saw this comment, right? I live in hell and you are explaining my life. It's time to pack your things and your thoughts and move to a different space within yourself. You have multiple mental houses from which you can reside. Okay. If the mental house you live in currently is a house that feels like hell or a house that feels haunted, you need to exit that house, mark it as condemned, never return back there, and bring yourself and your memories to a new mental house. The thing that I keep learning over and over and over and witnessing over and over and over in my life is that my internal state will always be mirrored by my external state, and my external state will always be mirrored by my internal state. You want to know how you are with yourself? Pay attention to the way people treat you. When I truly began to move past other people's drama, whether it was this perceived drama towards me, directed at me, or just them having issues, um, I began to enter into a space of true self-love, right? I still have plenty of work that I need to do with that self-love, but I began to enter into a space of self-love, true self-love. And as I began to do that, I began to notice an environment that is a reflection of my capacity to love myself was being built around me. I 100% believe wholeheartedly that each of you are a reflection of my heart, each of you. And that's why I cherish you guys so much. I 100% believe that. And in moments or periods of my life where I'm struggling to find love for myself, you guys are a reflection of my capacity to love, and you remind me through your presence how to love myself again. Like I said, I still have so much progress to make, um, so much to achieve in that self love journey. But one of the things that I've learned and continue to see play out in my life is that my environment is always a reflection of who I am and where I am within myself. Sometimes their drama is a reflection of your secret drama inside you, right? Sometimes their drama is something that really needs to be addressed so that you can move forward from it. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I'm gonna sing me to neutral. I'm gonna sing me to neutral. I'm gonna sing till neutral. I'm gonna return to neutral. Okay, let me just. Denial. You can no longer deny the process that you're in and the effects this process has had on you, your sense of self, the way your life is unfolding, and all of that. Okay. Be very honest with yourself with how other people's treatment of you has affected you. Be very honest with yourself about what you want, whether the connection that you have is going to be something that can provide what you want and what you need, you know, whether it is something that self worth. As part of your self worth journey, I think it's important for you to be able to begin vocalizing the standards with which you prefer people to um, operate within, you know, the parameters, um, all these different things, right? There are certain terms that are like trigger terms for me. It irks me to no end. It just irks me to no end. And it's this thing of trying to find balance between vocalizing the standard and the parameters within which I prefer people to conduct themselves around me, and also recognizing that I need to be able to hold a space where people can communicate in the way that's most natural for them, right? And I'm wondering what the triggering is, because I know whenever I get triggered while I'm live streaming, there is something potent, a potent subject matter, a potent something that needs to be shared and openly discussed. And I think it's this thing of like, sometimes when people um, use certain words and phrases and concepts, it's not necessarily that that's how they speak. It's more that they are choosing to hold themselves to a certain character because they've got it in their head that if I present myself as a character, a caricature of what I thought might be like, or like super elevated and super aware, then other people will somehow be coerced into seeing more value in me. And I assume that this is a resurfacing of aspects of myself that I had moved past once I began to realize how toxic, ugly, assholish it really was, you know? So rather than this being about someone else, this is really an opportunity for me to dive deeper into this space of re-examining, remembering who I was at the time when I also existed as a caricature of what I thought was evolved and elevated. And just because I went through that cycle, late 90s rather than in the 2020s, uh, doesn't make it any different, right? So I'll let you guys know specifically. It's the use of certain types of words and phrases and concepts, right? Two of the most triggering for me, and I think because I adhered so deeply and was so committed to these concepts because it's all ego based. My reasoning was all ego based. And I have yet to find someone who doesn't use these terms out of an ego based desire and need to be portrayed as evolved and elevated. The whole I am and namaste. If you use namaste, do you see the divinity in everyone or only in the people that you want to see it in? Who do you see it in? The people who you have something to benefit from, the people who you're trying to impress. Who do you use that with? Who? Because if you have the capacity to see the divinity in me, that means you have the capacity to see the divinity in everyone you come across, right? How many homeless people have you fed today? Your band chart. Stop being a fart. Hey, you can't be in the comments of my Facebook trying to poach clients. Okay? I promise you, there is nothing that you can say or do for my community that I cannot do better than you. I'll let my balls hang out for a second. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Okay? And with more integrity than you. There's a difference between someone who seeks out clients to try and read for and someone who draws people, not clients, but people to them because they see the integrity of my desire to provide you clarity that you are seeking and my upholdment and honoring of your sovereignty. Okay? So, chart, watch more of my videos. I'll probably never teach you. That's some shady shit. But what I'm saying is this: we have to recognize the ways in which the drama that we see, the drama that we're either drawn to or feel very, very repulsed by, it usually has something to do with either what we're going through right now, what we fear we will be going through soon, or what we have already lived through in the past. So, this is about you recognizing how your environment and your experiences are actually paving the road for you to move past the whole concept of drama. Yeah. You're full of shit, David. You got to go. You got to go. Okay. You got to go. Don't bring Guy into it. You already brought God into it. Like, just shut the fuck up. You guys, okay. Disclaimer, reminder. I had said a few live streams back, I'm not going to be myself for quite some time. I am in a process. I'm not making excuses for my behavior. I'm trying to explain why my behavior is just not quite acceptable right now. I'm aware. I don't give a fuck though. You've irritated me. You're full of shit. You've irritated me. Okay? You've irritated. There's nothing spiritual or elevated about any of the shit you wrote. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. This is not the place. This is not the community to do it. Okay? That's why you're banned. Because I don't want to be irritated anymore by your stupid shit. I have an attitude problem. Yeah. Because I'm in a process. I have an attitude problem and I don't have the capacity in this moment to cater to the smallness of your mind. Namaste. Namaste. Arigatou gozaimasu. I'm just saying, you know, like for real. For real. For real. So, individuality in reverse, like this ties into everything that I was saying. This lack of individuality, this regurgitation, consistent regurgitation of the same bullshit terms and concepts that don't take you anywhere, but instead it continues to cycle you through these same spiritual programs that really get you fucked up in your sense of self, fucked up in the way you love yourself, the way you hold yourself. I'm so averse to anything that causes you to question yourself in such a way that's simply cyclical. It doesn't cause you to question yourself for the sake of growth. It causes you to gaslight yourself. Namaste. Yes. Thank you, Michelle P. Thank you, Michelle P. Because it's usually that type of mindset, the person I banned, it's usually that type of mindset that thinks like, oh, there's no way she could possibly talk about me. That's not me because I'm Namaste. I'm Gaia. Hold up. Just I am thy light on earth. Okay. Your energy feels like shit to me. I think I know who you are. Let me go ahead and screenshot this to further my case. Yep. Let me just mark it from my harassment folder. 1 second, guys. Put it in the folder to prove harassment. Prove harassment. All right. So we need to be individualized. Okay. We need to allow ourselves to be individualized. We need to allow ourselves to experience life in the way we are experiencing. I'm not saying don't read things. I'm saying read and then take time to interpret. Do not just take it in as is. Excuse me. How does it apply to your life? How does it apply to your journey? Are you simply doing and saying to impress other people? Because again, that's how you enter into that space of taking ownership of other people's drama. And thank you, Michelle P., for that comment. She says, Emmy, it's okay. I understand the triggerment from that. And you explained it, letting them know. They continued, so you didn't tolerate. You guys don't have to tolerate to that degree where their preference to continue spewing bullshit out their asshole on their face and their fingers is more important than you having your peace in your space. Right? And that's what we have to change. This programming that tells us we have to be so politically correct that we need to use other people's or honor other people's preferences before honoring, acknowledging our own needs, right? Now, if they're commenting that on their own channel, on their own video, I'll probably not watch. The moment I start hearing that kind of shit, I click off. It's okay. Just like I understand there might be new people who hear me and they're like, ooh, resonating. And then they hear me drop some F bombs and they're like, oh my God, she's not spiritual. I'm not. I'm darkness and daggers, bitches. And then they click off, and that's I honor that. Good job. Good job. You've chosen to make a decision for yourself. I'm being absolutely serious, no sarcasm. You've made a decision for yourself. But that's completely different than someone thinking they can continue to remain within your sacred space and continue to behave in however the fuck they want to behave. Not here. Not here. Not here. You're funny. Namaste. Namaste. I'm going to stop myself. I'm going to stop myself. Let me stop. Keep it at sharing what needs to be shared and restrict the self entertainment at the expense of someone else. I'm reminding myself. Stop. Stop. Continue. Success. I was successful. Oh my God. Oopsie. Success. You're going to be successful in the things that you set out to do. As long as you allow yourself to utilize an individual path, to not follow after people just because you're new to whatever it is that you're trying to do. And there are people who they appear to be very, very knowledgeable. Yo, here's the thing. There's this thing called Google, and it can give you all sorts of information, right? But that doesn't mean the information is accurate, correct, or applied and interpreted in the appropriate manner. Don't be a dick, Emmy. Don't be a dick. Let me just, y'all, I need let me stop. Playful. Fragment. There will be those who will try and be playful as they continue to try and fragment you in your sense of self and your purpose and your direction and all of that. Just because they are playful in their approach, just because, no, fuck that shit. For real. When you already exist in a state of fragmentation, you feel very vulnerable. You feel very much not like yourself. You feel lost. You feel like you don't know who you are. You don't know who you're becoming. These are powerful realizations. Why? Well, because in that realization that you don't know who you are in this moment, you're going to now be open to trying to figure out who you are, trying to figure out the way these changes have shaped you, who you're becoming, the ways in which dot, dot, dot. It's beautiful. It's powerful. It keeps you engaged in your life. Society and others would try and help you, not help you, force you, coerce you, manipulate you into believing that you need to know these things. You can't ever experience that because, I mean, hello. Yeah, you can namaste my foot up your ass. I got a big ass foot too. Ah, for someone my size, I have such a big ass foot with alien ass toes. I'm saying, mm, it's gross. No, don't believe anyone who causes you, who tries to coerce you into questioning the validity of your self worth. People who try and convince you that you are worth less than you know yourself, you feel yourself to be worth. No, 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 no. So, like, I created recipes for paleo, gluten free, grain free breads, right? That's my norm because I make shit for my family. That's my norm. My family is accustomed to me having a certain level of yumminess to the things that I make. I know the flavor preferences. I know what types of flavor profiles to avoid. My family is very particular. So, because I haven't really cooked for other people outside of just my immediate family in so long, um, I feel unsure about how people will receive um, the things that I make, the flavor profiles, the ingredients, the textures, all of that. I'm unsure. And it's this thing of doing some research on the market, the industry that I'm entering into with these breads for the nonprofit and pricing it at a fair market value, right? Fair market value. And me feeling like, God, like, what if people like think that the bread sucks? What if they think that, like, I don't know, very unsure of myself. And then there was this event, and I was able to observe complete strangers who don't know that I made it, that I made the recipe, tasting it. And everyone, I mean, the responses, the necessary validation that I didn't realize was necessary, I didn't realize was being craved by me from other people, complete strangers, and to receive that. And it served as confirmation for me that, you know what? Okay, I still don't know myself very well. I still have a very skewed perception of me and what I can do, what I can accomplish, what I can create. It's okay. I'm learning. I'm growing very fucking slowly, but growing. That's my process. That's where I'm at. It's okay. It's not a race. There's no one I'm competing with. There's no one that I need to beat to the finish line. There's not even a finish line. There's just this space to explore the different aspects from different angles so that I can better learn myself in a more nuanced manner. Life is so beautiful in that way. Life is so beautiful in that way. And throughout that event, I had asked these complete strangers some pressing questions. Not everyone, but I had asked some pressing questions of, is it too moist? Is it moist enough? Would you prefer it to be more spicy? Is it too spicy? You know, all these different questions. And the general consensus, I don't know if they were, and this is again me doubting, right? I don't know if they were just being nice, they were being too polite, you know, they didn't want to hurt my feelings. But again, they didn't know that I made it. They didn't know that I created that recipe. None of them wanted to change anything. What? What? And quite a few of them, most of them, they was loving Ocean Lovers apple bread. Mhm. Mhm. One person was like, "Oh, that's a ridiculous flavor." I was like, ridiculous in a good way, right? Like, "Oh, yeah, definitely. Yay." You know, so you don't necessarily always have to have external validation. But when you struggle with internal validation, self validation, allow your life to bring you the very people and circumstance that is willing to give you the validation you are quietly, very, very silently, secretly seeking. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. You know, and I didn't do an event hoping to get validation. I was just quietly in my head of like, I hope people like it. I hope I didn't just waste my entire team's time. I hope people like it. And boy, oh boy, not only did people like it, this is a small event. One of the vendors posted somewhere, some gluten-free forum, and people in the area who saw the post in time, they came to our booth specifically for us. They had no intention of going to this event until they heard about the bread. Ooh. And that's the thing, you guys. Not knowing your value, not knowing your worth, and really going through this space of like diminishing yourself because you haven't yet opened yourself to receive the type of validation that I guess you're seeking, right? Thank you for this link, Lindsay. We do have pumpkin bread, we have jalapeno bread, we have fairy berry bread. Oh my God. Fairy berry. Oh, okay. I'm just saying. Don't be rigid in your expectations of yourself. Flow, allow yourself to flex and bend and do whatever is necessary. Sometimes we forget what's necessary and instead do what we think other people expect us or want us to do. High Priestess of Spirit in reverse. It's this phase that most of us are in where we are feeling this visceral experience of pain, self rejection, fear of the process that is just, it's not quite fully tangible yet. We can't quantify what it is yet. And it's oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like, what are we doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? You don't need to fully know what you're doing to do it. You just have to make a decision. You have to make a decision to either commit to the process or not. And that's all you need. That one singular decision to commit to a process, knowing you can't fully control the process and that you have some expectations and hopes that might not be fulfilled, but it's okay because it's simply a process. It is simply a process that takes you to a higher level of understanding and knowledge that could potentially be the very thing that takes you to where you actually desire to end up. Based on the responses, I mean, gosh, I can absolutely and realistically see a Soulwork synergistic full on bakery, a full on bakery where we are professionally mass manufacturing a quality product with absolutely no stabilizers, no dyes, no any of that, no preservatives, ingredients that you can read it and know what it is. It's the raw ingredient. And have this be distributed nationally and possibly internationally. And have that be the very industry that funds the creation of our eco villages, our soul sanctuaries. I mean, I don't know how we're going to get there, but I fucking feel it. I feel it moving past the drama of my fear of possibly failing, my fear of possibly not reaching the places that I feel we should be. Fuck those fears. They can still exist. And I can still make a commitment to the decision to follow the process and be fully immersed in it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're just in a process. The process is taking you to the next part. And the next part takes you to the next part, to the next part, to the next part. And next thing you know, you look back and you see how far you've come. You see how far you've come. We are all custom designed by Creator itself to fill the very role that is called our soul's purpose. Everything you do, whether it's a failure or a success, literally everything you do, it takes you one step closer to that space of fulfillment. That space where you get one step closer, one event closer to the realization of your soul's purpose. I'm living my purpose whether I know what it is or not. You are living your purpose whether you know what it is or not. We all are living our purposes whether we know what it is or not. You are designed for that. Everything you experience takes you to that. You have to come to a conclusion. That conclusion consists of you making a decision to either walk away from the drama or further immerse yourself into it. You can make that choice. You can choose to either further perpetuate the dramas that you're so averse to through your participation, your passive permission, your presence, their access to you, all of that. That is their drama. But if you want to immerse yourself in it, it's going to be your drama too. Okay. There are some people who don't need your help. They would prefer it out of convenience, out of comfort. And then, of course, there are other people who maybe they can't even verbalize it to you. But they absolutely need your help. They need your help, and you should help if you're drawn to help them. But again, you have to discern. You have to be able to figure out, to decide who do you need to actually help. When if it's a preference, that's not a need. You can't have a preference and a need. It's either a need or it's not. You can't be like, well, I mean, I prefer it, but I need it too. Do you need it? Do you need it? Do you really, really need it? Well, I mean, I could do it by myself, but yeah, exactly. You don't need that, right? Oh, I love that, gaze. That feeling of knowing the destination and leaving it to the universe to get you there. Love that. Knowing the destination and leaving it to the universe to get you there, to get you to that space. Okay. So, patience, walk your truth, mirrored souls, world within world. Okay. So, someone is becoming impatient about taking the next step. This has a lot to do with some upside down mirrored soul stuff, right? We're just going to leave that alone. Worlds within worlds. So this layering upon layering upon layering of the different things that you're experiencing and needing to become aware of. These things serve as a celestial teacher to help you realize how limitless you actually are. Like, the thing is this, like the limitless in reverse, this is telling me that you don't believe that you are limitless. You believe in your limits so wholeheartedly that they become the very roadblocks mentally, emotionally, um, professionally, socially, however else, that blocks your progress. You see, I'm learning that I have both this blessing and a curse at the same time. The blessing is that I'm limitless, and the curse is that I'm limitless. How can that be, Emmy? Well, because I don't know my limits, I'm able to achieve, accomplish in a much shorter time on a much higher level than most people. I can. Doesn't make me better than you, just makes me more capable to get a job done. And at the same time, because I don't know my limits, I don't fucking know when to stop. And then I end up hurting myself. I end up fucking myself up pretty bad sometimes. Pretty bad sometimes. Yeah. So I don't know when to stop. I don't know when to stop working. Today was supposed to be my day off. And I was like, I'm gonna just rest. I was like, I'm gonna sleep early tonight. I'm gonna rest. And then tomorrow I'm gonna sleep in and I'm just gonna rest and just take care of myself. And then my intrusive thoughts won that Rochambeau last night. I was awake until fucking 3 a.m. And then I got up at 6. And then I was like, oh, I'm already up. Let me go ahead and exfoliate on my skin. And then I'll like do church in the morning. Yeah, it's not going to be a day off because I don't know how to just sit the fuck down and not do anything. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. And I've been noticing for the past few weeks, my body is struggling, and I think I'm entering into a space of exhaustion. I'm pretty sure I'm dehydrated as well. Oh, perfect example. I do believe I'm still dehydrated from the weekend. You know what I have on? Um, it's a sauna suit. What the fuck? I didn't even think about it. Because I was planning to go to the gym after this. I have on a sauna suit. I'm sweating AF right now. Probably should take electrolytes. See what I'm saying? It's a blessing and it's a curse as well. Because it's not like you shouldn't do that if you already know you're dehydrated. You should not have on a sauna suit. But I do, because I don't know my limits. And I will continue to force myself and push myself and push myself and push myself. But it's that very characteristic. It's that very characteristic that causes me to be capable to excel to a degree that most people believe they cannot excel to. It's all about what you believe. If you believe you're going to be stuck in the situation that you are currently in, absolutely, you'll be stuck. If you believe you can overcome it, easy peasy, absolutely, you will overcome it. You will overcome it in such a way where there might still be struggles involved, but you will look back and be like, damn, I can't believe I did that so easily. You'll do it. You'll do whatever you believe in. So have gratitude and take time out to communicate with your soul. Have gratitude for the ways in which you were constructed by soul, right? By creator, the ways in which your character was carefully considered for the purpose that you were created for. Do you think the 1% of this world does not work consistently? I mean, the reason they're the 1% is because they've found a way to cause other people to work for them to amplify their productivity and wealth. But they are consistently, their mind is consistently going. Even on their lavish vacations, they are consistently going, consistently working, consistently creating new ideas, different ways to become even more innovative in whatever field they're in. So then it becomes this thing of, who are you? Who are you? Are you simply the culmination of your disbelief in yourself? Are you simply a culmination of everyone you've ever come across and their doubt in you? I used to be so ashamed of my rebellious nature because when you tell me I can't do something, I'm like, keep watching, okay? I'm going to do it just so you can watch. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You know, my husband came across a video from years ago. And sorry. um, I came across a video. My husband showed me a video he recorded from several years ago. And the video was us at some outdoor area where there was this huge, like, play structure that was, it's basically a boulder with rock climbing grips bolted into the rock, right? And my kids were trying to climb up it, but it was fucking tall, like really, really high. My kids couldn't climb up, and my husband's like, "No, you can't be, you can't do it, you can't do it." Motherfucker, record me. And I climbed all the way to the top. It was not graceful, it was not pretty, but I climbed all the way to the top, and I did not take into account that there was no stairs to get down on the other side. So I was gonna have to climb back down. And I'm afraid of heights, and I was up pretty high. So what ended up happening was, if I remember right, my husband had to also force himself to climb up so that he could carry me down. But that wasn't part of the challenge. The challenge was I couldn't climb up there. There was no discussion about climbing back down. So I can say with no hesitation, I proved him wrong. I was absolutely able to fucking climb up there. Your lack of belief in yourself is the problem. That is the problem. And there's been times where I've lacked belief in myself. And my husband be irking me because he's like, no, you can do it. Have you done it? He's like, no, but you will. Are you going to volunteer me for that shit? I can't do that. He goes, yeah, you can. Oh my God. No, I can. And then it's this big thing of like, yeah, you can. You've done shit like that before. But he can't do that. Oh no, he'll use random things that have nothing to do with the thing I'm trying to accomplish. Like, I could be trying to, I don't know, just some random thing. Maybe like, I am trying to lift an excessive amount of weight, and he'll be like, "You already gave birth." What the fuck does that have to do with a deadlift? Like, that has nothing to do with deadlifts. What are you talking about? But he's totally committed to his belief in me, and I don't want to disappoint him. So I go ahead and try. And then because I don't want to disappoint his faith in me, I end up achieving the very thing that I didn't think I could do. Why? Because I'm tenacious as fuck. I am. I'm tenacious AF. So you have to be willing. You have to be willing to at least try. If not, then I mean, whatever. It's not going to happen. Emotions are running high. Yeah. A lot of people, no, don't eat. I got to go, guys. I got to go. Can I skateboard now? Kavi, don't be talking shit. Don't be starting shit in the comments, Kavi. I can skateboard to a, no, I cannot. I have an issue with coordination unless it has to do with life-threatening shit. I'm just not coordinated. I can't skateboard. Okay? I'm not ashamed. I'm over 40, yo. That's not the time for me to be skateboarding. Maybe one day I'll learn. I don't know. I don't know. He keeps trying to tell me that I can, and I'm just like, anywho, you guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Yes, yes, yes. Have an amazing, amazing rest of your day and move past people's drama. I was learning on a longboard. I'm able to be on it, but then I freak myself out. So that's the problem. All right, guys, have an amazing rest of your day. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. You are very important. You are cherished. You are important. And if you think it doesn't matter, it does. Your presence in my life is felt, it is appreciated, and I cherish you. And I mean that. I absolutely mean that. So take care of yourself. Make sure you're okay. Make sure you acknowledge your needs. Okay? Make sure you honor them. Love you guys. I'll see you again very soon.